Okay, so about the American military. Of course, in the United States, the military is held in extremely high regard. And now I have to tell you where I'm from. I'm from a country that was neutral for most of its time. The military has never played a role at all. Hitler invaded us in 1940, which is how Holland became part of the Second World War. I never really was in touch with anything militaristic at all. Except, of course, when I saw it coming from the United States. Like, patriotism in general is something that's not being valued here. So, as I got acquainted with it while living in the United States, I think I started to get to understand it more, where it comes from. I think the United States is a very unique country, like very many other countries. But I think America has. I mean, they landed a person on the moon. That you know, it's kind of, you win. You just kind of win then. So I understand the waving flags, and I understand. I always had this theory that maybe if you are a nation of immigrants, then of course you need to unite under a certain symbol to tie the thing together. To nationalism as a way of creating a team spirit. So here it's kind of like a free flow. Everybody should just kind of mind their own business, and then we hope that we get some sort of society that works. I mean, for me, it was hard to get into the whole militaristic thing because I always saw war as something really terrible. I grew up in a country that had seen war on its ground like 40 years before I was born. So it's the traumas were still there. The concentration camps were here and there. The bullet holes were gone, but I mean the heritage of that war was definitely still there. So war bad, peace good, military is just to kill other people. So from my perspective, growing up, that was always just a bad thing. Then eventually I understood how in the United States, it's also sort of like a work and school program for a lot of people. For a lot of people, it's like the only option they have, and it's like it's good for their discipline. It's good for to get to know something. You get a whole bunch of group of friends that you really bond with. And it's just that this one thing at the end of the road, it's like you can get sent off to war, and politicians decide on war, and seeing how that process goes, I have such a hard time like supporting somebody who went into the military. And you're more than welcome to be angry or something about it, but I'm just trying to convey my perspective. I don't mean anything personally with it, because I think it was American soldiers who eventually liberated us. So I'm sort of torn on it as well. Like if you're a soldier and you're being put into a war to like really fight some evil people, I don't really believe in evil people. Yeah, sorry for being so politically correct, but I think, yeah. I mean, some people are dicks, I guess. Yeah, yeah. Okay, discussion for another time. What I just think is that the political process is not always so optimal. So I think that you eventually can get sent off into a war that's like not good for the world, which happened in Iraq, for example. And it's hard for me to be happy for you if you went into the army. Let me put it that way. Like, I'll appreciate some of the discipline that you have because I don't have it. There's a form of heroism as well that I'm not sure if I'm brave enough, because I never really had to. I was never put up to a test like that at all. Like, I never had to run into a field with a gun and not knowing if I would make the other side of the field. So it's like it's very easy for me to like throw spitballs. But I'm just trying to tell you that the country that I grew up in just never had that tradition. So looking at the American military with all its power and the patriotism and the here. Okay, hold on. Maybe this will change the perspective a little, but let me get this book. It's so great. Yeah, this is so great. My brother gave this to me. It's by the Lynn Cheney. Lynn Cheney, the wife of Dick Cheney. A is for America, the country that we love. Okay, so V is for the valor shown by those who've kept us free. In World War II, brave paratroopers parachuted behind enemy lines. Yeah, true, that was in the Netherlands, in Arnhem. I think here, how I grew up, the military might was never part of our patriotism. What was part of our patriotism? Soccer, yeah, football. It takes heroism to go into the military and and to go to war. So it's like I said, it's very easy for me to criticize it. But on the other hand, I hope you find it enlightening to hear that not the entire world looks at the American army as a power of good, but as something that has brought a lot of suffering into the world as well. And if you do sign up for the military, then I just kind of hope that you at least understand that I guess that there are more ideas about the United States Army than just that it's a company of heroes spreading freedom around the world, because that's just not how it is. That's not how the world works. That's a beautiful narrative for people to sign up, but it's not real. Unless maybe in the Second World War. Then it was real. And then it ended with a nuclear bomb that killed 200,000, no, what, 300,000? I'll look it up. Yeah, I'm slightly ambivalent. Do think it's worth debating about.